सेंटेंस बना ही रहे थे मुझे उन्हें याद है कहाँ बोला मैंने सबसे इसमें बोला उसने Excuse me, ma'am. Shall we start?
Yes, you can begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll narrate a story titled Kelly the Clock. Kelly was one of the most enthusiastic clocks. She liked to help Mark get up to school so that he would be punctual. But Mark was in his lazy ways. He did not even think of going. He was sleepy in the mornings and would stay late up in the night. And whenever he would enter the school, his teacher would shout at him, "Mark, you are late again. Why are you doing something like that? Please try to be a bit early." Kelly always tried that. Anyway, Kelly would make Mark very punctual and good boy, but she couldn't. She tried every time, um, but Kelly's efforts were not applauded. She would try to. Uh, she was. She would always try to make Mark punctual, but one day, she almost succeeded in making him uh, early. But Mark seeing that it was just 7:15, he slept again. Mark, Mark's teacher always took him to the principal every now and then. He would think that after listening to the principal's voice, he would get a bit scared. But Mark was used to those complaints and all those things. He, Mark was never changed by the principal. All of them were tired with him. They never liked Mark. One day, Kelly decided to teach him a lesson. But how? She thought for a day or two. She couldn't come up with a ring. She couldn't come up with a thought. She wringed her brains and thought of a plan. Suddenly, after a week, an idea came to her that how she would make Mark learn his lesson. She thought that she could stop ringing so Mark would be late again and again. So the teacher would punish him and so that the teacher would punish him and he would realize the time that he was wasting. So one day, as it was Monday, she stopped ringing and Mark was late. His teacher did not say anything to him that day because he was used to it. Then the other day, again he stopped ringing. He got a lot of homework because he was late for school. But Mark was used to it. He thought that teachers are always saying everything like that, and he ignored them every time. But one day, he got an announcement that after a week or two, there were going to be exams, and he needed to hurry and read about them. He always took a nap at 6 and woke up at 7. But that night, he studied for the afternoon and then slept at 6 o'clock. But when he woke up, he saw that it was almost 8 o'clock. The clock had not ringed. He was confused. Maybe the clock wasn't working. Maybe her batteries were finished. But the clock was ticking by. Tick tock, tick tock. Mark didn't understand what was happening to the clock. She was always very punctual. She rang up to him, and whenever he was sleepy, she would try to boast out loudly at him. But Mark never understood her feelings. So he was uh, maybe he was not uh, understanding her ideas, or understanding her feelings, how much she would energize it, how much she would use her batteries to make him. Uh, One day, the clock, Kelly, didn't ring, and Mark was late for school. That day, it was the final exams of Mark. But now Kelly didn't ring, and Mark was just sleeping in his bed. He was tossing and turning, and then suddenly his eyes blinked at the clock. He looked at him, and it was 8 o'clock. He rushed himself. He rushed into the bathroom and washed himself and cleaned him up, and then made a dash to the school. He knew that he would be late for the school as he did not attend the assembly, and was and would now be the and now the teacher would really for he was not punctual for almost a half year.
After the teacher gave him a punishment that he had to write 100 times that he'll be punctual every day.
And that's how Mark learned his lesson that time is precious because we should not waste our time. And some people also say that time is money. As money is also useful to you, time is useful. It's always running, and you should always try not to waste it. Thank you.
Thank you.